But it was still my fault, and I'll take responsibility for everything that happened in my marriage because I'm still a man.
Yeah, I'm asking that because I'm like, I see happening a lot of times in relationships and marriages, and why they break down is because a woman neglects herself. She stops taking care of herself, and she stops putting herself first. So she's not working out. She's not looking her best or getting her hair done or taking care of her physical appearance. And she's not taking care of her mental health. So that's a lot of times what happens, where the man, then he loses attraction for her as well, and then starts treating her differently. And then the whole relationship breaks down. And that's because that woman is not taking care of herself. So I say it's a balance in knowing how to give your mate what they need, but also you can't neglect yourself, because then he won't be attracted to you. And we know men are visual creatures. And in order for him to stay, he has to be visually attracted to you. So it's a balance. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of those women that's not taking care of themselves are very insecure. So I've been married for a little while, and I've been a stay-at-home mom for 3 kids. Ain't no way I'm gonna sit here and not take care of myself, because that means I don't like what the hell I'm looking like. That's the insecurity. I have to, even on my worst day, I still look good. I'm gonna make sure I look good. I'm gonna brush my hair even though it may be damn dirty, right? But I'm gonna still look presentable. And when I have time, I'm going to do that. So a lot of women don't know how to have the balance of being them and being confident. So it's it's like, you have to understand, you as a woman, you're going to do a whole lot of stuff. You just got to be able to manage it properly. And you're not going to get it right the first time. You're going to go through it, and then you're going to figure it out. Even if you got to talk to somebody, that's just part of being like a wife. You're going to have a whole bunch of sacrifice, but it's a good one if you want to be married. It's not neglectful. It's not nothing wrong with it. It's just life. As long as you understand your femininity in it, you should be straight.
Yeah, but the thing is, how do we get these women to not think so much solely off emotions? Because at the end of the day, women still, as a woman, and it's in their nature, because they talk about it all the time, they still want to seek this validation from their man that they sleep with, and they have sex with, and they have kids with, and they share this life with, and they're married to. Like,
you saying it's a problem, or how? What do you mean?
I feel like women still, and that's how most women cheat too, because they seeking this emotional attention.
But what's wrong with that? Like, that's what the person is there for, right?
Man. But when things fall, and when things, because everything is not one day in her marriage, she's not gonna want to brush her hair. One day, she might feel like that,
right?
So, what would be the reason? And how can you fix that without seeking that from the man? With like, how can a woman get back on her shit in that marriage without cheating, or without trying to seek that from social media, without trying to seek that from posting her ass on IG? Because y'all talked about that in King Talk.
So, like I said, that's insecurities. If she don't feel that she's the shit, your man shouldn't make you feel like you're the shit. You should know you the shit, and then on top of that, he gonna be like, "Yeah, baby, you look good."
What I'm saying is that the thing is, a lot of women don't see within themselves. You got a lot of women marrying, they don't even love themselves. They just got lucky. You got a lot of women that just got lucky and got married. They don't even know themselves.
Yeah.
They still on IG. They still on these social media websites broadcasting themselves because they man didn't tell them they was pretty, or the man stopped giving them flowers, or the man stopped having sex with them for a week, or he didn't say that her hair looked good, so she finna go somewhere else and seek it somewhere else.
That's therapy. Like, a man, so a husband can't support you. Like, there's be a time that I could feel down because all these kids in my goddamn face, right? And he know how to help me. Like, it's all right, I'll take care of that, or whatever the case is. So many different ways. But a man does have like that power to help you understand logic versus emotion. So, like, for me, I was emotional, at least halfway. I have half logic, half emotional. And he helped me be more emotional. He helped me be more logical. Like, and it took some time. And what helped me is because, like, the scenarios we were in. my emotions, depending on what it was, didn't make sense versus his solution. So men do have the power to help you get that. You just got to have, most men are logical, but you just got to have that right man that has patience.
Right, but if the thing is, with a woman accept it, would like really accept it, like a lot of women would
not if she didn't have a father in the home. See, a lot of women, when they get with men, they look for their man to give them things that their father should have gave them. Like, I grew up in a home with my mom and my dad. I seen marriage, I seen submission. You know what I mean? My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so most times it's like Lady Di was saying, men are more logical. And if you don't grow up with a dad to put your emotions in order, to tell you no, to tell you you're not walking out the house looking like this, who has restrictions on things, you don't have access to things that all the other girls have access. That's kind of house I grew up in. I didn't have access to things that other people had access to because my parents was like, no, we're not having it. That's order, that's control, that's discipline. They had control over their household. And when women aren't brought up in a household where there's no control, they're going to look to their man for everything instead of searching for who they are as a woman. Meaning, before I get a man, I need to know who I am. I need to, and aside from social media, that's another thing. Social media has become the new father. And it's like, you can't go to social media. You can't believe these memes. You can't believe, some of these people who are, giving you a minute of advice.
That's
why that comes from within. And then if you
what does a woman do if she didn't have a father, like, and she's depending on social media? What does she do?
Don't put on a facade. Don't
fail. No, right. What does she do? How does she fix this? Because it may be somebody in the audience that
that's why I'm bringing it up, because I want us to talk. That's why I'm bringing up these type of things that's uncomfortable. Because
I always say seek after what you need. You have to seek after what you need. So if you need guidance and discipline, and that maybe your friend had her dad growing up. Hey, look, I need some help in these areas because I didn't have a father. I need some help. I need some assistance. It looked like you and your dad have a great relationship. Go to therapy. Get your feelings out there. A lot of reasons why women act out is because emotionally they haven't cleaned their pipes. They haven't, talked about the things that hurt them. They haven't talked about their dad that wasn't there. They haven't talked about how horrible their mom was. They don't talk about these things. So then when they get with the man, it's like, you're supposed to do this for me, and you're supposed to do this for me, and why aren't you there for me, and why haven't you done? And it's like, some men are more logical. They're not going to read your mind, and especially the woman's mind who hasn't gotten therapy and still working in a deficit.
Yeah, but it is so crazy because I just can't believe that women, like a lot of women, you can't be that dumb to not realize that you the problem. You can't be that goddamn stupid.
Most women today have humility.
You really can't, and it's something that I just wish I was on King Talk. Mr. Lego said something, and it made it was golden. You can have a father in the house. When you go to college, I think it was something about college. When you go to college, you just do what you want to do. My dad was so strict, I didn't even lose my virginity until I went to college.